Hey everyone, my name's Andy. My channel is Finding Value. If you like making money, subscribe to the channel. I talk about undervalued assets. I mean, that's really what investing's about. It's about identifying undervalued assets, getting some money in it, and then staying in it until they become overvalued. I can help you figure out valuations and where to be sector-wise. Now, I do go over some potential investment opportunities in companies. I share my own opinions. Now, what I want you guys to understand is that I manage my risk through position sizing. Position sizing and not getting too overweight in a single company is how I manage my risk. If you guys are looking at some of these potential investments, I don't want you to go all in on one. Position sizing is incredibly important, and I'm going to go over that in this presentation and to remind you guys how important it is. So position sizing, we've identified some asymmetric bets. We want to push the risk profile. Position sizing becomes incredibly important. Since returns can be outsized, it is smart to limit your position size or risk to any one position. Position sizing will reduce risk, volatility, and total loss of a position to a portfolio if one goes bankrupt. And remember, buying at bottoms, companies can go bankrupt. I would limit each position size in very high-risk investments to 2.5% or less of the total portfolio. The downside to this approach is the amount of time needed to research the companies. You're going to be researching a bunch of companies. You can increase position sizes up to 5% with larger, less risky companies. And again, why would someone want to speculate? Why keep it less than 2.5%? What's the whole point of it, right? So small investments spread out amongst high probability companies can return huge amounts of money, massive. Taking that risk can have a good, very large outsized return. Find the most undervalued sectors with the most undervalued companies, and some of them can return 100 to 1,000 times returns. So here's an example. You've got a $20,000 portfolio size. You did a 1% allocation to some of these high-risk companies. That's only $200 in each of those positions. Let's say you caught a 500x return. You went into a high-risk exploration company. They found something. It was a big find. It returned 500x. Your $200 turned into $100,000. That is a massive return. The position sizing and ability to find undervalued companies in undervalued sectors at the right time is key. It is worth the work and the effort. And guess what? What if a few positions put on a 100x? What if a couple of them do that? What if you put a 2% allocation, you get a 100x, and you get a couple of those? Your portfolio really changes itself. So it is important to manage risk. If you don't manage risk, your portfolio is going to get decimated. That is one of the most important things to do, is to manage your risk. The way I manage it is through position sizing and looking at the companies and trying to find the best companies and the best opportunities there are in the market, period, bar none. If you can do that, you win. If you pile a bunch of money into one company, you're basically almost playing the lottery at that point. I mean, it's not really 100% the lottery, but you're subjecting yourself to a lot of risk, because if that one pick doesn't pan out, you're stuck. You're stuck with it. So spread it out. Find some companies. If you're going to play the high risk game with very high rewards, you got to spread it out. You can't subject your entire portfolio to a complete loss and try to rework, regain yourself back. So some of these companies, they've got high debt. You're buying them at where the cost of the commodity is below the cost curves. It is high risk. So, but if you can escape that, if you can escape coming out of that and the prices rebound quite quickly, you can see massive returns. You can see 100 baggers. I'm hoping for a 100 bagger in SM Energy from where I bought it at $1.50. I'm hoping it can hit $150 share price in this next commodity bull market. I think it could do even better than that. I really do. I think it can do better than that. So I'm holding on. I'm in there. I'm trying to win it. And I'm actually adding into some of those positions a little bit more in terms of Callon Petroleum and Centennial Development and some of the oil sectors. But remember, keep your position sizing. Remember not to exceed it. And this is of your original investment amounts. You can let them ride. You can let these things get gigantic. That is completely fine. But your original investment amount, put it in there and don't watch your position sizing. Manage your risk. If you guys like this content, give me a thumbs up. Appreciate you guys listening. This is Finding Value.